Shalom, this is a new Ben Israel at Hebrew on the Island 2. Today's video is going to be called New Covenant, Jeremiah 31:31, found in the law. Now, the reason why I'm making this video is because somebody came on my channel and they asked me a question. They said, well, where can I find the New Covenant at? Because I know a lot of people are transitioning in these latter days. The Most High, the awakening is just exploding into the truth, which is you only need the first 5 books, the law. And of course, you know, the prophets is very helpful. But remember, if Israel did not break the laws in the first place, there wouldn't be no need for the prophets crying and sighing about the abominations done in Israel. And the abominations are the breaking of the laws. I referenced the Tanakh. I laser focused on the law, and I referenced with the prophets. You already know what the New Testament is, made up by the I.S.U.P. family, the Apocrypha as well. It has good things, little good things in it, but once you have good and bad things in it, because they plagiarized, they got that information from the Old Testament. The Bible tells us to seek the old ways, to walk on the old path. What is the old ways and the old path? Is the law. Caleb and Joshua, they were allowed into the promised land. Those two only and their family. Out of over 600,000 of the disobedient Israelites. Because they fully followed the commands of the Most High. And what was that? Was that Old Testament? Was that Torah, prophets, Apocrypha, New Testament? It was just the first 5 books of the law. So, this is what I promote on my channel, Hebrew on the Island 2. If you want to prove any biblical topic, discussion, you must be able to prove it out of the law, the first 5 books. If you can't find it out of the first 5 books, you file it under G in the garbage. With everything. So the young man, the young Hebrew king that asked me the question about the new covenant, which you find in Jeremiah 31, then can you answer that? Because a Christian or a Hebraized Christian would take you to Hebrews 8, I think verse 6 to 8. No, you don't take it to the New Testament. You take it to the law. You prove anything and everything out of the law. That's why when you want to verify some words, you don't just take the word for face value. You look the word up in the Hebrew. Jeremiah 31:31. And I'm reading out of the Tanakh. So it'd be a little bit tiny different probably than your King James. See, Jeremiah 31, see, a time is coming, declared the Most High, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and the house of Judah. It will not be like the covenant I made with their fathers when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, a covenant which they broke, so that I rejected them, declared the Most High. All right, this is Tanakh in the new version, but taken out of the Hebrew, the actual original Hebrew text. Okay, now to answer your question, King, and also for other people as well. I make my videos, and my videos are my notes. I share it with you. That's showing brotherly love. Come with me to Deuteronomy chapter 29. Remember, you have to answer. If you need any biblical question, any biblical discussion, you better be in the law, the first 5 books. Nowhere else. You can reference other places, but to find the foundation, to find the answer, it's in the first 5 books. Deuteronomy 29 verses 14 and 15. Deuteronomy 29 verses 14 and 15. But both with those who are standing here with us this day before the Most High our Elohim, and with those who are not with us here this day, will you know that we dwelt in the land of Egypt, and that we passed through the midst of the various other nations. And you have seen the detestable things and the fetishes of wood and stone, silver and gold that they keep. Perchance there is among you some man or woman or some clan or tribe whose heart is even now turning away from the Most High, or Elohim, to go and worship the gods of those nations. Perchance there is among you a stock sprouting poison weed and wormwood. Verse 18. And I'm going a little further, but I'm still in Deuteronomy 29. When such a one hears the words of these sanctions, he may fancy himself immune, thinking, I shall be safe, though I follow my willful heart to the utter ruin of the moist and dry alike. Verse 19 of Deuteronomy 29. The Most High will never forgive him. Rather, with the Most High, anger and passion rage against that man, till every sanction recorded in this book comes down upon him, and the Most High blots out his name from under heaven. So in Deuteronomy 29, it's saying if you follow after those nations, affix yourself to their gods, Hebraized Christians, I know you don't want to hear that, Messianic Hebrews, you attach yourself to other gods, you don't even get out of the fourth commandment. Commandment 1, have no other Elohim before him. You actually put the Messiah, as some of you guys put him on the same level as the Most High, as an equal. That's like saying he's the Most High. You have other gods. It says, make no graven images. And you've done that. You elevated the fake Messiah, Jesus. When you look up Jesus, that "sus" part means pig in the Latin. You think the Most High doesn't know etymology? He created words. Think his name is son. No, Israel is his firstborn. Israel is the son of the Most High. Exodus 4, even his firstborn. You know why you don't know that? Because you don't follow the law. You got so many books. And the wisest man said, there's no need for so many books. It will lead you to confusion. You got the law. Do like Caleb and Joshua. Followed it fully. Come me to Deuteronomy 30. We're going to read from verse 1. And we're going to read a couple verses up into, probably up to verse 11. Some answering the covenant. So in Deuteronomy 29, it's speaking of it. The covenant. Don't follow their gods. Don't follow them. Don't disregard your laws that were given to you. And you will be blessed. But you will be blotted out. That's the covenant. You will be blotted out from under the heaven. If you do that, he's going to be rage and anger and passion, rage against that man. Okay, let's go to Deuteronomy 30. When all these things before you, the blessing and the curse that I have set before you, and you take them to heart amidst the various nations to which the Most High your Elohim have banished you, and you return to Haya, your Elohim, and you and your children heed his commands with all your hearts and souls, just as I enjoin upon you this day, then the Most High your El will restore your fortune and take your, there's your covenant, and restore your fortunes and take you back in love. He will bring you together again from all the people where the Most High El has scattered you. See, a lot of people say, oh, we got to be, even though on my channel we promote that the maps are wrong, Israel, the Holy Land, is the Americas. Christopher Columbus said he's coming to capture the holy city and to fulfill that Pope's decree, Dum Diversa, which is to put all Saracens and enemies of Christ into perpetual servitude. Just look on my video channel and you'll see videos on that. Research it for yourself. He says, And he will bring you together again from all the people where the Most High El has scattered you. So some of you guys are now trying to say, well, we're going to hang out in Utah. Well, you could, but if you think a bunch of black people hanging in Utah is not going to draw any attention, they call on little girls selling water, little black girls selling water. They call the cops on little black kids mowing lawns. You think they're not going to call Homeland Security, FBI, and CIA and all that? A group of black guys hanging in the mountains of Utah, and Mount Zion Park and all those places. They're going to call quickly. They're going to send helicopters, those Comanche helicopters with the big guns after you. Just trust in the Most High and His word. He said He's gonna get you from all these places. Verse 4 of Deuteronomy 30. I'm in the Dominican Republic. I ain't worried about going back. I go back when I need to go do things, and I come right back in because I trust in the Most High. This is in the law. Let me read it again. Then the Most High your El will restore your fortune and take you back in love. He will bring you together again from all the people where the Most High El have scattered you. He said He's going to bring you. Verse 4, even if your outcasts are at the ends of the world, from there the Most High your El will gather you. From there He will fetch you. And the Most High your El will bring you to the land that your fathers possessed, and ye shall possess it. And He will make you more prosperous and more numerous than your fathers. And the Most High your El will bring you to the land that your fathers possessed. He said, He says, El scattered you, even if your outcasts are at the ends of the world. From there the Most High your El will gather you and He will fetch you. See, so you guys, those guys, people moving to the so-called Israel, which I don't believe is Israel. There's no corn originating from there, and many other things that allude to that not being Israel. The maps are wrong. They lied, and you just have to look at the maps are made wrong. The earlier maps show the old world being North and South Americas, the Caribbean, and all this western side as the old world. But I'm digressing. Deuteronomy, because the question is the new covenant in Jeremiah 31, and I'm reading it in the law. You prove everything out of the law. Deuteronomy 30, I'm on verse 6. Then the Most High your El will open up your heart and the hearts of your offsprings to love the Most High your El with all your heart and soul, in order that you may live. And remember, I'm reading out of the Tanakh. I'm reading out of the Tanakh. Not reading out of the King James Version. I'm reading out of the Tanakh, a new translation of the Holy Scriptures according to the traditional Hebrew text. Okay. Verse 7 of Deuteronomy chapter 30. The Most High your Elohim will inflict all these curses upon the enemies and foes who persecuted you. So payback, you got it in the law. You don't need the Apocrypha or New Testament. Once Israel gets back in order, the Most High comes, changes our stony heart into a heart of flesh, and Israel keeps the law. He says the Most High your Elohim will inflict all these curses upon the enemies and foes who persecuted you. Verse 8 of Deuteronomy 30. You, however, will again heed the Most High and obey all His commands that I enjoin upon you this day, and the Most High your El will grant you abounding prosperity in your understanding, in the issue of your womb, the offspring of your cattle, and the produce of your soil. For the Most High will again delight in your well-being as He did in that of your fathers. Verse 10 of Deuteronomy 30. Since you will be heeding the Most High your El and keeping His commandments and His laws that are recorded in the book of the teaching, once you return to the Most High. That's your new covenant. Once you return to the Most High your El with all your heart and soul, surely this instruction will I enjoin upon you this day is not too baffling for you, nor is it beyond reach. Verse 12 of Deuteronomy 30. It is not in the heavens that you should say, who among us can go to the heavens and get it for us and impart it to us, that we may observe it. Verse 13 of Deuteronomy 30. Neither is it beyond the seas. And you can continue reading because I want to get finish this. Verse 14 of Deuteronomy 30. No, the thing is very close to you, in your mouth and in your heart to observe it. That's Deuteronomy 30. There's your answer to the new covenant of Jeremiah 31:31. But let's continue. Come with me to 2 Chronicles chapter 6, verse 36 to 39. 2 Chronicles chapter 6, verse 36 to 39. And this is what it says. When they sin against you, for there is no person who does not sin, and you are angry with them and deliver them to their enemies, and their captors carry them off to an enemy land near or far. So for some of them say, well, it says near or far. So if the Aboriginal Indians are the Israelites, then they didn't carry us so far. We're still here. No, they shipped us all over the world from here. Those ships only brought thousands of Africans there. They shipped thousands and thousands of Negro Aboriginals, which are the Hebrew Israelites, to Africa and all over the place. We're still here. And we're far. Okay? 2 Chronicles chapter 6, verse 37. And they take it to heart in the land to which they have been carried off, and repent and make supplication to you in the land of their captivity, saying, we have sinned, we have acted perversely, we have acted wickedly. Verse 38 of 2 Chronicles 6. And they turn back to you with all their hearts and souls in the land of their captivities where they were carried off, and pray in the direction of their land. So listen, guys, I'm making a video. The direction of our land is in the west. We're, when you think that Israel is, you stand in the east. But I'm making a new video for that. Which you gave to their fathers in the city which you have chosen, and toward the house which I have built for your name. Verse 39 of 2 Chronicles chapter 6. May you hear their prayers and supplications in your heavenly abode, upholding their cause and pardon your people who have sinned against you. There's your answer. It's part of the answer to the covenant found in Jeremiah 31 and what you need to do as a Hebrew Israelite, Aboriginal, Native American, Indian who is a Hebrew Israelite. Come with me to Leviticus 26 verses 40 to 45. Leviticus chapter 26 verses 40 to 45. And they shall confess their iniquities and their iniquities of their fathers, when I in turn have been hostile to them and have removed them into the lands of their enemies, then at last shall their obdurate heart humble itself, and they shall atone for their iniquity. Then will I remember my covenant with Jacob. I will remember also my covenant with Isaac, and also my covenant with Abraham, and I will remember the land. For the land shall be for sake of them, making up for its Sabbath years by being desolate of them, while they atoned for their iniquity, for the abundant reason that they rejected my rules and spun my laws. Verse 44 of Leviticus 26. Yet even then, when they are in the land of their enemies, I will not reject them or spurn them, so as to destroy them, annulling my covenant with them. For I am Haya, the Most High, and their Elohim. I will remember in their favor the covenant with the ancients, when I freed from the land of Egypt in the sight of the nations to be their Elohim. There's your answer to that Jeremiah 31 covenant. The people, the Hebraize, the Messianic Hebrews and Christians run to Hebrews chapter 8 in the New Testament. Come with me to Deuteronomy chapter 8, verses 1, and then I'm going to bring it to a close. Now, if you obey the Most High to observe faithfully, Deuteronomy 28. Now, if you obey the Most High to observe faithfully all his commandments which I enjoin upon you this day, will set you high above all the nations of the earth. All these blessings shall come upon you and take effect, if you will but heed the word of the Most High. Blessed shall ye be in the city, and blessed shall ye be in the country. Verse 4 of Deuteronomy 28. Blessed shall ye be in the issue of your womb, the produce of your soil, and the offspring of your cattle, the calving of your herd, and the lambing of your flock. Blessed shall ye be your baskets and your netting bowls. Blessed shall ye be in your coming, and blessings shall be in your going. The Most High will put to rout before you the enemies who attacked you. They will march out against you by a single road, but flee from you by many roads. Verse 8, the Most High will ordain blessings for you upon your barn and upon all your undertakings. He will bless you in the land that the Most High, your Elohim, is giving you. The Most High will establish you as the holy people, as he swore to you, if you keep his commandments of the Most High, your Elohim, and walk in his ways. And the peoples of the earth shall be in fear of you. The Most High will give you abundant prosperity in the issue of your womb, the offspring of your cattle, and the produce of your soil in the land that the Most High swore to your fathers to assign to you. The Most High will open for his bounteous store the heavens to provide rain for your land and seasons, and to bless all your undertakings. You will be the creditor to many nations, but debtors to none. The Most High will make you the head and not the tail. You will always be at the top and never at the bottom. If only you obey faithfully and observe the commandments of Yahweh. There is the answer to your question in the Naveen, which is one of the major prophets, Jeremiah 31:31. Hopefully this has been a blessing to you. Israel, listen to this over and over again. Take out your Tanakh and go over and over and now apply it and live it each day. Encourage me also to live it each day. So the Most High will make us the head and not the tail. Make our enemies run in all different directions. Make them all fear us. Open his bountiful treasures to his people. Make us a fame in all the world. And there's more worlds beyond this world, because when you go to Antarctica, which they permit all the people to go, because they're stealing those lands too, there's lands beyond the Arctic. Yo, Israel, we have a wonderful Elohim who loves us. Get back to our law. Remember, prove everything out of the first 5 books. Caleb and Joshua didn't need an Apocrypha, New Testament, the Book of Enoch, or any other book, pseudepigrapher books, to be in appeasement, to be accepted by the Most High. They followed fully the first 5. This is a new Ben Israel at Hebrew on the Island 2. Until next time, Shalom.